This is what it's all for. Playing for the next step on a road to a title.
Either playing next week or you're sitting home on Monday. Got me?
Playing for each other. Playing just to keep playing. One more night. The best of the best. Separate from the rest.
Okay, catch it. That's how it's best simple.
On SPORTSLINE Friday night.
Welcome in to SPORTSLINE Friday night. I'm Jacques Doucet along with Steve Schneider. Next Thursday is Thanksgiving, but local football teams want to stay light on their feet and not be eating too much and keep playing.
It's the benchmark. Are you practicing Thanksgiving week when you're out from school focusing on football? Boy, do we have the big guns in town tonight. You were out with Arch Manning. Walker Howard was in town. Let's start with that. Liberty, first year of varsity ball in the playoffs, second round, taking on the Cougars. Their running back, Caleb Jackson, 1,500 yards in the regular season. This guy, 1,300 yards passing in just 5 games, and that's Walker Howard on a 3rd and 15, going deep to Christian McNeese in stride for the touchdown. STM goes in front 7-0. Ensuing drive for the Patriots. Richard McNeely down near the goal line. He's got a first down. Right on cue, a few plays later, it's Jackson punching in for the touchdown. The former SPORTSLINE Player of the Week ties the game 7-7. Next drive for the Cougars. Howard at the controls again. This time he's going to throw a dime to Hayes Monclay. Stop short of the goal line, but it's only going to prevent what eventually happens. Charlie Payton stretching in for the touchdown, 14-7. St. Thomas More in front. The Cougars defense would force a punt, putting their offense back on the field. This is Hutch Swilly with the handoff. The first down, tripped up short of the goal line. But eventually Payton will cap it off with his second touchdown of the game, 21-7, St. Thomas More. Liberty's offense tries to get something going here. On a 3rd down, Kylan Gross sacked by Austin Oye. St. Thomas More's offense back on the field yet again. We're still in the first quarter. Back to the goal line. Swilly's first touchdown of the game. It's 28-7 in the first quarter. They're on pace to score over 100. They would score 2 more touchdowns by halftime. It was 42 on the board, 63-35. St. Thomas More was your final.
Newman at undefeated.
Obviously, Walker Howard's a talented kid, made some good throws. We just didn't make plays on the ball. You know, defensive secondary, we were in great position, I thought. I didn't think we got burnt. I didn't think we had any busted assignments. For the most part, though, man, just not making plays. They were making better plays than we were making.
I think it's safe to say they didn't see an opponent like that during the year either. And, of course, with Walker Howard back, perhaps that seed isn't what it would have been if he had played all 10 games during the regular season. St. Thomas More, what's up next for them? The winner of E.D. White Parkview. We'll have that later in the show.
All right, Newman and Episcopal this evening. Episcopal undefeated on the season, taking the field. And how about this for a fireworks show? Looks like LeBerge on the 4th of July are down by the levee. Well, Archie Manning up in the stands there to watch his grandson and Lane Kippen there as well. And there is Arch Manning, who drops back and fires the deep touchdown to Will Randall right down the seam for a 7-0 advantage. Manning then back in the pocket, throwing the dart to Chris Hunter, makes the catch and the run before Episcopal is finally able to bring him down. That would lead to a field goal attempt, and it would be Kearney Neesett for the field goal here to make it a 10-0 advantage for visiting Newman. Manning then, before the half, as Kippen looks on, hoping that he'll be an Ole Miss Rebel. Shows he's got some wheels as well. Manning into the end zone for a 16-0 halftime lead. Then in the second half, T. Williams bounces around a little bit, then finds the seam straight up the middle. Long touchdown run makes it 23-0 Newman out in front. Episcopal finally hits the scoreboard. They would fake a punt for a 33-yard pass and catch, and then here's Thomas Theorman finding the end zone for the touchdown run to make it 23-6 as the 2-point conversion was no good. But Manning back to throw again, and it's Chris Hunter again. Reminds me of Brian Thomas wearing that green and white, number 11 for Newman. In the end, it was Newman. They were up 37-6 at one point. The final score is that 37-6 margin. So they'll be taking on Trev Falk and company, Lafayette Christian, who had no problem beating Ascension Episcopal.
Just getting started. Those are 4-5 matchups. We got a lot of number 1 seeds, including some that have, quite frankly, had a tight go of it right out of the chute. We're going to have that, and of course, we'll be switching over to WBXH at 10:35, take you all the way to 11, and we're going to go past 11. I feel sure of it. That's where you can find it streaming on the WAFE Plus and the 9 News app. Back right after this. Welcome back to SPORTSLINE Friday night. Speaking of those number 1 seeds who were challenged, the Spartans of East Ascension up against number 1 seed Zachary in 5A. Second round of the playoffs, first half of the game, and it's Eli Holstein back to pass, and the Spartans defense making a huge play. You saw Keandre Hayes get to the ground, scoop that ball up for an interception. East Ascension with his first scoring opportunity, and Troy Dunn connects with Alan Starks in the back of the end zone. East Ascension goes in front 7-0. Back comes Zachary and Holstein, trying to make something happen, scrambling out of there, which is usually a good idea, but not here. They called that a fumble. East Ascension recovers. The Spartans knocking on the door again, and Dunn will once again deliver. Back to pass. Joseph Hobdy, touchdown Spartans, 14-0. EA on top of the number 1 seed Broncos. Second quarter, Zachary finally gets it going, striking back with a long pass. Holstein to Cameron Senegal. Zachary gets on the board, cuts that lead to 14-7. And their defense would have to obviously hold serve to keep them in this game. A host of Broncos in the backfield. It's almost like they're riding a Bronco right there, throwing down the ball carrier. And then just before halftime, Holstein on the ground does it himself, 14-14. We are tied going to the third quarter.
Certainly appears to be a case of weathering the storm, right, Steve?
It is. Check this out. Again, Holstein like a pinball knocked around, but he gets free and Senegal is open. He gets the football and gets it into East Ascension territory. From there, Connor Wisham gets the handoff and gets the touchdown. Zachary has come all the way back from 14-0. They lead it 21-14. Later in the third quarter, Zachary forced a punt. Spartans will have a chance, or will they? That punt is muffed. Zachary's Tylen Williams recovers it. He can't advance it there, so it's not a score. But eventually, they try for the touchdown. Holstein tries for the touchdown. He fumbles at the goal line. Eventually, it would be a 24-14 Zachary lead. And the Spartans, not dead yet, marching down the field. And eventually, they will go again to their quarterback, Dunn. Finding Alan Sparks. Keeps the drive going, gets them near the goal line, and from here, East Ascension. I'm not sure who has the ball in that scrum, but he got across the goal line, 24-21, but the Spartans never got the ball back, and Zachary dodges a bullet, 24-21. David Brewerton with some reaction.
I think in a playoff run, you have to figure out ways to win games like this. Certainly wasn't our best effort, but we got it done. Settled in after that first quarter, made some plays. Certainly proud of our guys for finishing in the end.
Welcome back to SPORTSLINE. Sports Director Steve Schneider, I'm Jacques Doucet. And teams last week, Steve, of course, with this somewhat new format where you got these byes. Didn't play last week. A couple of them right here, St. Paul's and Scotlandville.
And we learned from that segment just now, you can't mess around and get straight to the highlights.
There you go. All right. We see in this game, it was a 3-3 game, and then Nick Piazza scores a touchdown for St. Paul's. So they take a lead 10-3 in the second quarter. But here comes Scotlandville. Savion T-set to Chance Williams for the touchdown as Chance is just barreling over some would-be tacklers, inflicting some punishment. We're tied at 10 in the third quarter. Daniel DeFore, special teams, making a big play for the visitors here. And DeFore is going to bring this punt back for a touchdown as the guys in the black shirts can't bring him down in time. So we will go, we're late in the game, we're tied up at 17, or actually T-set ties the game up at 17 here with this touchdown. So with 2 seconds left in regulation, the field goal, it looks like it's a short one, is blocked. So Scotlandville can't win there. Lester Ricard in overtime tries another field goal, and that is not going to make it either. So here comes St. Paul's, who I believe has got a pretty good history of kickers there. And special teams in high school can be either really good or a struggle, and St. Paul's wins it with that field goal. 20-17, the final score, Steve, so they advance.
And they'll take on the winner of Catholic St. Aug. We've got a calculator out in the back. I think we're adding up all the points of that game. Those highlights, of course, will be coming up.
All right, Woodlawn and Destrehan this evening. There you see the Wildcats at home. Woodlawn with the ball. Ricky Collins hands off to Armani Gibbons. He would fumble it, and it's recovered by Destrehan's Jacoby Green. That would lead to a 39-yard field goal by William Bryant. Woodlawn inching closer. Woodlawn with the ball. Ricky Collins scrambles, shakes, bakes, and gets a good chunk of positive yards. A few plays later, Collins will air it out. It's a jump ball, and Kyle Jones will high point it for the score. The comeback is on for Woodlawn. Next Woodlawn drive, Collins calls his own number again, and he runs for daylight and another first down. Nice move there before he goes down. Same drive, Collins shifts and finds the hole for the touchdown. So Destrehan at this point only up by 2, 22-20. Of course, you go for 2 to tie. Collins rolls out and finds Jalen Henry at the goal line. He scores, or does he? The refs concur. They call the catch incomplete eventually. So, little conversation there. And so it does not stand. So Destrehan still with the lead. Later in the quarter, Jai Eugene clearly calls an insurance agent named Shane Lee, and he will not be denied. Cash it in for the score, and the Wildcats move on after a close one, 29-20, the final score. So I'm sure Woodlawn will not be happy with that call late in the game, which cost them the tie, and eventually Destrehan got another score. Ruston will be waiting for them.
Also in 5A, the Cinderella of the first round, 27 seed Denham Springs at home against 11 seed Ouachita. Lions lead by 6 late in the third quarter. Zach Jackson, huge pickup on the quarterback keeper. That ends the third quarter. We go to the fourth, 13-7 your score. Starting the fourth, Cardell Sermons, touchdown run. Lions go in front, 20-7. But there is plenty of fight left in these Yellow Jackets. Looking to answer their young quarterback, Jerry Horn. Scrambling around, avoids the sack right there, steps up, finds Micah Harrison. He's got it down the sideline, getting every inch out of that play. A huge pickup. It leads to Ray McNeely. Is he running? No, he's throwing. Touchdown to Andrew Goodwin. Cut the Ouachita lead to 20-14. Lions trying to hold off the pesky Yellow Jackets. Need to get some yardage, run some clock. Jackson, a huge pickup on the quarterback keeper right here before he's finally corralled. Then Ouachita facing a 3rd and long. Check out Denham Springs defense coming up with a huge stop on the screen pass to Marcel Henderson. It forces a punt, and the Jackets are going to get a possession with a chance to take the lead. Less than a minute to go. It is going to be Horn trying to buy time, trying to find a receiver, but no. Did you see that slap? The football comes out. Phil Bradford with the sack forces the fumble. The Lions recover, and it strikes midnight on the Yellow Jackets season. 20-14, Ouachita Parish over Denham Springs. Ouachita Parish advancing to face the winner of Ponchatoula and John Ehret.
Let's see what happened in that game in the second round of the Class 5A playoffs. John Ehret, the 14 seed. Ponchatoula, number 3. First quarter, Patriots facing third down, and Royal Falgout is sacked by Jaquan Livers and Albert Smith. That forces a punt, and Elijah Winters with a huge return into Patriot territory. And when you're talking about Ponchatoula, you're talking about an undefeated team, 9-0 so far this year, and the special teams right there, and the helmet flies off. Braden Johnson would get the green wave on the board with a 15-yard touchdown run here to make it 7-0. And let's see what the final score was this evening, as Johnson's a big kid. 50-7. Ponchatoula rolls tonight.
All right, lots to get to. We mentioned the number 1 seeds. Catholic obviously had some challenges, some issues, and some excitement in their game with the St. Aug Purple Knights.
There's lots of paper here we still have to read, so
Just to
stay
get
right
rid of
there.
all of it.
It's going to be fun. Stay right there.
Welcome back to Sportsline. David Semino getting the Catholic crowd revved up. The Bears, the number 1 seed, hosting St. Aug. Jock, each team has a Singleton and Nicholas. Remember that. Purple Knights jumped out to a 7-0 lead. Karaz Johnson hauling in a pass right there. 7-0, capping an 80-yard drive. Catholic comes back. Tay Nicholas. House call.
I did see some Christmas sweaters in the student section also.
Hey. It's not even Thanksgiving. 67-yard touchdown ties the game at 7-7. Then St. Aug goes to their Singleton, Carl Singleton, for a 15-yard touchdown. They're ahead 14-7. Singleton, another touchdown, 21-7. The guy's not big. He's like 5'9", 155, but he's getting the job done. Then Tay Nicholas, touchdown run for the Bears, 21-14. Nicholas at it again. He's going to be called St. Nick if he keeps this up. That tied the score. Just before half, though, Johnson gets behind the secondary, hauls this one in, knocks down a tackler, 80 yards for a touchdown. The Purple Knights take a 28-21 lead into halftime. Third quarter, time to make some plays, guys. Daniel Beal, the Catholic quarterback, looking for Shelton Sampson. Corner of the end zone. That's a touchdown from 22 yards out. We are tied at 28. Fourth quarter, Beal. Daniel Harden. That's another touchdown pass for the young man. 12 yards and a 35-28 Catholic lead. And then Nicholas. He is St. Nick. Touchdown Bears up 42-28. The Purple Knights, which once led 21-7, scrambling to do something. Can you believe this, Johnson kid? That's another 80-yard touchdown, 42-35. Catholic hanging on for dear life, but they end up kneeling it out right here, and Catholic survives to advance to the next round at Memorial tonight. 42-35 was your score, so it's St. Paul's and Catholic in the next round.
That was a direct quote from the defensive coordinator. Can you believe this Johnson kid? What a shootout there, 42-35. All right, what's up next? Let's talk about De La Salle U High, Steve.
That's right. This one was another favored team playing at home, and the Cubs get a block punt from Keelan Moses, the freshman and younger brother of Dylan Moses. Rodeo Graham cashes in on the touchdown, and then the extra point kind of goes sideways, but Camden Somstrom improvises. Jackson Forbes catches the 2-point play. Cubs up 8-0. Cubs defense making some big plays. How about this strip by Jaden Osbury? Eventually, though, the Cavs cash in with their own touchdown. Miles Sider cut the lead to 8-7. But back come the Cubs. Their quarterback Blake Abney tossing a screen pass to Jason Barnes. He will take this one to the house for the Cubs. They restore their touchdown advantage, 15-7 U High. Then the last play of the half. Abney to Austin Osbury. He's a defender this year, except when they need him to do that. Touchdown made it 22-7. They pitch a shutout in the second half, scored one late touchdown. Your final in this one was the Cubs, 29-7 over De La Salle. Vanderbilt Catholic is who they'll play next, beating Loyola Prep 31-24.
All right, next up, let's talk about Parkview Baptist and E.D. White. We're in the first quarter right now, and it's E.D. White's William Bravois on the option move for the first down. And then E.D. White's Jeffrey Dietrich up the middle for the touchdown. The Cardinals leading 7-0 at that point. Parkview answering back. Nate Goza is going to be picked off by Cooper Cook. Cook with the interception there. That will set up Jake Sternfels with the QB keeper and the touchdown. So the Cardinals leading at that point 14-0. Parkview trying to answer back. It's Goza scrambling, but he is drilled by a Cardinals defender here. Ouch. Then Cade Pearl comes in. He goes deep and is picked off by Ethan Lee. Steve, I'm thinking about all the great games over the years between these two in football and baseball. You talk about Edie White and Parkview. Final score tonight was Edie White winning 21-3. So they will go up against St. Thomas More. And that'll be an interesting matchup. I'm sure Edie White will be a significant underdog to the Cougars, but we'll see what happens.
From what we saw, that was definitely not a no-hitter in football tonight.
Yeah, definitely. Feeling some hurt there in the morning. All right, what's next?
We're going to wrap up on WBXH, our last segment, and then we'll be going beyond that. So get your digital equipment ready.
Division III matchup. Dunham, the 6th seed, at St. Charles Catholic, the 3 seed. St. Charles Catholic quarterback keeper Brandon Moras with the nice game. And then the keeper again, but he would pitch to Brandon Vickner for another nice gain. Talk about reading the defense and getting rid of it when you need to. Then St. Charles Catholic hits the scoreboard. Moras with the zip pass to Brady St. Pierre for the score. Then Dunham, the deep ball, it's a pitch and catch for St. Charles Catholic's Redrick Hackett with the interception. So Hackett takes it in, and the Comets add another score. This time it's Zach Vickner with the big run. Just waiting on his blockers there. Down the sideline he goes. The Comets had to deal with a lot of Hurricane Ida problems early in the season, but making their run late in the year. Comets quarterback takes over. Moras decides to tuck it and run for a nice gain. And then they're going to do it through the air a little bit. That might have been a late hit. Close. Moras spots an open receiver down the field. It's Dylan Brown. Makes the catch. Comets try to get 3 on the board, but it's wide right. But no problem in this game for them this evening. They win in shutout fashion. 27-0 the final score.
Couple teams in this bracket you always see strong in the postseason. The one you just showed, and the Notre Dame Pios hosting St. Thomas Aquinas over in Crowley tonight. Notre Dame hasn't lost since falling to the top seed. Of course, that would be Lafayette Christian. Here they go. Lucas Simon, 40-yard touchdown, and just like that, Notre Dame jumps in front of the Falcons. Later, Simon getting the handoff, looking for some running room, dives into the end zone for that one. 2 touchdowns in the first quarter, and St. Thomas back on its heels. Needs to get something going on offense. Drew Milton backpedaling. Ross Miller with the pick for the Pios. And from there, Thomas Mesh is going to cash in for another touchdown as Notre Dame just ran away from the Falcons and hit in this one. Mesh from 10 yards out. There's your touchdown. Notre Dame of Crowley. Check out your final score tonight. 42-7. So it's Notre Dame and St. Charles Catholic, 2 versus 3 in the semifinals.
All right. Iowa and West Feliciana this evening. Tied at 21 at the half. West Feliciana quarterback Joel Rogers hands it off to Jatarius as he breaks away and makes it into the end zone for the touchdown. Extra point was good, so 28-21. West Feliciana fans excited. Then the quarterback handoff to Ronald Young, but he's taken down by Jalen Moss. Beginning of the fourth quarter, and the quarterback number 4, Colton LeBleu. His pass is completed to Curtis DeVille, but is brought down by Brain Guilfoy. West Feliciana still on top in the fourth quarter. Sorry for those choppiness there. 35-7, So West Feliciana as the 20 seed, Steve, come back and they upset Iowa. So a big win for the Saints at home there.
Could it be a matchup with Donaldsonville, 20 versus 21? The Tigers would have to get an upset, and the team they were playing not about to have it. Church Point down in White Castle where this game was played. Randall Otis of the Tigers with a big stop early in the game on a 4th down. Tigers offense, though, problems. Travion Brown fumbles the football, and Jaden Reese will recover for Church Point. A few plays later, the Bears are going to score. Andy Brasino, 2-yard touchdown. Bears with a 2-point play, up 8-0. Second quarter, the Bears are driving again. It's Reese taking the handoff for a nice little ride. A few plays later, Chandler Guillory sneaks in for the score, 16-0, and Church Point, after that big lead, shuts out Donaldsonville 35-0, so it'll be the Saints and the Bears in the next round of the playoff. 4A football, the Plaquemine Green Devils, a win on the road in the first round, surprised everybody. They got a home game with Carver, down 21-6 at the half. Green Devils need some defense, but there they don't make the tackle. Francisco Pierre takes it in for the touchdown, and the Rams are ahead 27-6 heading to the fourth quarter. From there, Plaquemine quarterback Brandon Smith under pressure. Ball is loose again, and it's out. Recovered by Edrin Johnson of the Rams. They capitalize as Christian Kojo passes to Tyron Johns. That's a touchdown, and the Rams are up 33-6. No quit in the Green Devils. Ricky Green, the handoff in the wide open spaces. He would score the touchdown, but the Rams win this one by the final of 40-12. So congratulations, you get Ed McCarr in the next round. All right, we're going to sign off from BXH, back on the app and WAP Plus on SPORTSLINE Friday night. Welcome back to SPORTSLINE Friday night with Jacques Doucet. I'm Steve Schneider. We're going late tonight. We're going long tonight because it matters. The playoffs, second round, the winners either in the semifinals or the quarterfinals, depending on the bracket.
And the Superdome right around the corner here. And teams want to win those state championships just in time for Christmas. What's up next? Just roll the highlights and we'll get to them. All right, let's take a look now. We got Bogalusa and Lutcher this evening, and Lutcher had a 28-6 lead in the third quarter. It's Roy Forrest breaks some tackles for the nice first down run for Lutcher, and then it's Forrest finishes the drive up the middle for the touchdown. The PAT was good, 35-6 Bulldogs out in front. All right. Ashton Levi keeps for Bogalusa. The nice gain as he's trying to get his team back into the game. Talik Williams then takes the handoff and is into the end zone. The two-point conversion was good, 35-14 Bulldogs, and the mandatory cutaway of the Lutcher Bulldogs. Then Roy Forrest breaks to the sideline and goes untouched for the long touchdown run. Dwayne Jenkins and his guys getting some insurance, although they didn't need a whole lot of it. 41-14 at that point. They go on to win 54-26.
So would it be purple and gold on both sides as Lutcher advances to take on the winner of St. Martinville and Iota? We saw Iota come in and upset Bruley. St. Martinville, 2 minutes off the board, and Tanner Harrison finds a hole, grabs the football, and the Tigers are about to score. Up the sideline for the long pass, Cullen Charles keeps the Tigers ahead 14-0. Eventually the teams would trade scores. It's 20-7. Then on a fourth down, Dawson Wallace to Tyler Charlo, I should say.
That is a great onside kick. Wow.
They get the onside kick. Nicholas Simmons recovers it. They go on to score later in this drive. 8 minutes to go. Dawson throws his second interception of the year. Karan Johnson. Nice pickup right there. And then Tanner Harrison finds his way into the end zone again, 35-21. The Tigers were ahead 41-21 at halftime. Are you kidding me? Final score, 62-28. St. Martinville and Lutcher will meet in the next round and divide up all those points. All right, 3A football on a Thursday night. We showed you some of the highlights, but this was a barn burner for a while between St. James and those Madison Prep Chargers. Chargers, the defending 3A champion, winning that game 50-0 against Union Parish last year. Of course, St. James won in 2019. First quarter, Daniel Jupiter showing you how it's done as he finds the open spaces, gets down to the 1 yard line, then finishes off the drive, across the goal line for the touchdown. So just like that, St. James jumps in front 7-0. Ensuing drive for the Chargers. Tony Lewis breaking off a long run right there. Then Shaz Preston picking up a few more yards, and then it's Zion Chris in for the touchdown from 10 yards out, tied at 7. Second quarter, still 7-7. It's St. James on offense. Markel Bergeron hits his target, but the pass is tipped off and picked off by David Jones, who was going to return it inside the St. James 10-yard line on a 4th and goal. It comes down to Chris, doesn't it always? Calls his own number, the Ragin' Cajun commit. In for the second touchdown, 14-7, Madison Prep in front. Then it's St. James, Alec Mahler nailing a field goal that cut the lead to 14-10, but the Chargers back on offense, breaking off another big run. It's Chris up the sideline. From there, Lewis into the end zone. He walks for another touchdown, 21-10, Madison Prep at that point. Madison Prep got the ball to start the third quarter, facing another 4th down. Who's going to make it look easy?
Yeah, if I'm a defensive coordinator going up against 19 there, I'm getting pretty frustrated. Then when you got your eyes on him, they hand the ball off and run the ball right up the middle for another touchdown. 19
unanswered. They win it 33-10. So Madison Prep is going to be taking on Sterlington in the next round. The number 1 seed won 51-27 over Westlake. Head coach Landry Williams with some comments.
My guys play lights out. We put a lot of emphasis on, being in the right place at the right time throughout the week. We've really been pressing our guys, just trying to get them ready for playoff football. You got to be able to run the football, and if you want to be a champion here. So my guys ran the football real well tonight. Hopefully continue to build off it each and every week.
Let's talk about Country Day at Southern Lab. This game being played at Mumford Stadium. Second half, Southern Lab up 25-6. Angelo Izard is going to make a lot of people miss in the backfield, and eventually we'll find Darren Morris, who makes the catch. Nice play there. The Kittens in the red zone. Izard in the shotgun, but decides to do it himself. Takes it into the end zone for the score. That makes it 32-6. Kittens out in front, and the young fans celebrating there in the end zone with them. Cajuns trying to respond. Sanat Bland looking deep for Evan Nunez. Cajuns in business after that catch. Fourth quarter, same score. Kittens stand up on defense. Carlos Sanders with the sack. That leads to the stop. And the explanation point coming here from Joshua Davis going right up the middle. Kittens at that point leading 39-6 as Davis would not be denied. And that's your final score. So Southern Lab, that side of town, Steve, you just saw Madison Prep and Southern Lab flexing their muscles as well. They'll get St. Frederick.
Practicing for Thanksgiving. Always want to do that. Okay, Ascension Catholic on the road at Ouachita Christian. Ouachita Christian, number 5 and number 3. Number 5 is their quarterback, London Graves. Tristan Wiley is their receiver, number 3. And you see, Graves runs in for the early 7-0 lead. The fans bringing it. Now the Eagles. Special teams. Ascension Catholic with the punt, and this is number 3. Tristan Wiley, an Air Force commit, makes almost everybody on the field miss, takes it in for 6 more. Ouachita Christian out to a 14-0 lead, and the fans just getting more and more excited with every play. Ascension Catholic's best chance to score in the first half on a 4th and goal. Under a minute to go, but Bryce Leonard is picked off. Well, not picked off, but the pass deflected by Zach White, so it's 14-0 at the break. First half for the Eagles, but they'd really turn it on in the second half. Again, Graves to Wiley, over the middle. These guys combined for 21 touchdowns in the regular season. They're doing it again here. They would roll out to a big lead and then pitch a shutout on top of that. Your final score, 42-0 for the number 1 seed in Division 4. They will take on Calvary Baptist in a North Louisiana battle after they won 63-7 in their matchup. Okay, a couple more names you need. Number 4 and number 5 for the Manny Tigers. I'm sure the East Feliciana coaching staff told their team all about these guys, and here you go. It's London Williams, who averages 182 yards rushing a game, scoring an early touchdown to make it 7-0. East Feliciana's Mills Dawson to Joseph Chapman. What about the Manny defense? Where is that? Tie score, 7-7, as the Tigers come right back to get on the board. Against the number 1 seed, they're going to have problems here. Jeremiah James is the other 1,000-yard rusher for Manny. The Tigers, the number 1 seed for a reason. 13-7 was the score there, and eventually Manny had its way in this game. 51-22. Manny will take on Rose Pine. That's the team that smashed Kentwood. Barely won their game with Red River, 43-42.
Amant, the number 6 seed at number 22, Kinder in 2A ranks. Kinder starting out with the ball, and Griffin Cooley gets them off to a great start with some good field position on the return. That would set up James Roberts on the punch. In Kinder puts together a beautiful 7-minute drive, and the Jackets go up 8-0. Amant would answer back quickly with a 28-yard touchdown reception from Jalen Robinson to Mississippi State commitment Javen Gilmore, and that would go to the 1. It would make it 8-7 Kinder with that score. Warriors force a stop, get back on the bird with a rushing TD from Zamir Ard to make it 14-8. Amant still in the first half. Robinson links up with Gilmore again to give Kinder a 21-8 lead at that point. So a lot of back and forth. What was the final score in this one? Kinder loses to Amant 35-20, so Amant moves on to take on General Trass.
Catholic, U High, Episcopal, not the only teams that had a bye last week. The Slaughter Community Charter Knights in 1A, the 5 seed, taking on West St. John. The Rams in the first quarter. The Knights are all over the high snap in West St. John territory. P.J. Clarkson gets the touchdown, and Slaughter goes in front 6-0. Next drive for the Rams, Kalen Edwards takes the handoff, weaves through the traffic, and he goes to score. Rams with a 2-point play went ahead 8-6. They go on to win. 18-6 was your final. An upset in that one. West St. John will take on the 4 seed Oak Grove. Tigers over East Beauregard 41-14.
White Castle taking on LaSalle in the 1A playoffs. First drive, the weather is getting colder, and the pass from Brady Ho is going to find Cole Dare. That's actually his name, and he is gone. First drive of the game, and the Tigers strike. After a White Castle touchdown, first play of the second drive for the Tigers, Clay Clark busted up the middle and goes untouched to the house. LaSalle retakes the lead 13-6. Here comes the Bulldogs, though. Jacob Green gets the carry, and he speeds it in for the score. 4 possessions, 4 touchdowns to start the game. Bulldogs up 14-13. This may go down as one of the best plays of the night. LaSalle punting the ball. You know, if we were showing the special teams highlight, something really good will happen for one team and really bad for the other. If you can't tell, I'm reading this. The Green again reversing field, making everyone miss, and he is going all the way for the score. White Castle up 21-13 at that point.
I'm glad we don't pay you by the word.
That's right. That was very wordy. All right, final score in this one as we take a look. Wow, what a game. Shootout back and forth, Steve. White Castle 41-40 over LaSalle. So Homer, the Fighting Pelicans, how about that? They are waiting for White Castle.
Thanks to our extra 12 minutes, we got to show 25 of the 27 games. Zachary and East Ascension 24-21. This will be the 25th game. West Monroe Chalmette, the winner, getting Zachary.
Let's tell you about that game right now. It's West Monroe's Noah Norman taking the handoff and runs for a long gain and a first down. And cuts it back against the green there before the Owls can bring him down. Then Noah Norman takes the handoff and runs for the touchdown. The middle he goes. And then Hayden Stewart makes a big-time interception for West Monroe, so the defense stepping up as well. Great pass rush, and we got a big boy interception there. 92 takes it out of the air for the pick. And then Clarence Espinel makes a big interception for Chalmette. And I believe we once again have a PA play-by-play announcer in the background. Steve, you can hear him. C.J. Williams takes the handoff and runs for the touchdown. So West Monroe looking good, flexing their muscles on the road. And they go on to win in convincing fashion, 49-7. So we got a West Monroe against Zachary matchup. And you know Dave Brewerton will have all the motivational tactics ready to take on that traditional power.
He's in his car right now. The PA announcer in Chalmette, he's coming for your job.
He's coming to get me. Okay, well.
All right, we didn't get Santa Ma on. They played in Lafayette tonight against Acadiana. I'm told it wasn't a close game, and we apologize for not getting that one, but not bad to get 25 out of the huge, 26 games on Friday night.
Hey, to tip to our crew, all the photographers who went on, got all those highlights and the post-game reaction and all those graphics and school boards and everything. Great job, everybody.
There will be far less next week. A lot of teams losing, but a lot of teams still alive. For Jacques Doucet and the rest of our crew, our photographers, producers, score getters, I'm Steve Schneider. Thanks for joining us here on SportsLine Friday night. Next week, it's week 3.